What did I learn from making 110 minutes of educational content? So, when I just started out my programming journey, my main source of truth was YouTube. I was watching videos, how should I program, what are the main technical skills that I might should learn. Most of the time, I was just experiencing that something is missing. Something was missing, something was not enough for me to be sure that I know what I wanted to learn from that video. So when I wanted to make a challenge, a 14-day challenge, where viewers can understand how basically a programmer approaches some challenges, some tasks, and while I was working on that challenge, I wanted to be sure if I'm making it right. So I took a month and I was focusing, and that 1 month was dedicated to learn about how to make those type of videos and educational content. So this video will be based on my research and experience while I was working on that challenge, and I will share my conclusions and maybe it will help you as well. The whole video will be split into 3 different phases. Phase 1 will be about mindset from the both perspective as a viewer or maybe as a creator. Phase 2 will be about planning. How should you plan as a creator, how to launch, how to make those videos, how to make an outline, for example, and everything that's related to the planning. Phase 3 will be about my own framework, what I just developed. It might help you as well. So as a viewer, when I was watching educational content, I always had the feeling that something is missing. So those videos were basically based on the information. And I just found out that viewers not necessarily need the information, but rather they want the transformation from the video. For example, if I'm watching some programming videos about, for example, mobile application development, I don't really need the information, rather I want the transformation to become a mobile application developer. That was a huge change in my thinking and my belief system, because from then I know what should I focus on when I'm creating videos. Also, that was an important part when I decided to make those videos as meaningful and as helpful as possible. Because nowadays everybody has some time to spend on the internet. They are watching TikTok videos, YouTube, and entertaining videos. But when it comes to educational videos, everybody has some expectation that that video should be really fast and give the information as fast as possible. But we know it's something hard to give the viewers as a creator the information that really it's necessary and to make the transformation happen. An interesting quote that might help you to understand this part sounds like this: content is free, but transformation is priceless. So when it comes to creating those videos, self-preparation is essential. You have to have some basic skills, for example, for recording videos, to edit some videos, or just to record how to communicate on those videos. Because without that, you as a creator might fail, because you have to have those skills to be able to give the information and the transformation to the viewers. And if you are skipping on those parts, on the skills, basically you are multiplying your results with 0. So if I wanted to come up with a conclusion for this phase, that would be the following. Every course creator or a viewer should be really focused on the transformation from a video, not just the information. And also I know from my own experience, it's really complex job to make those kind of videos that would in the same time entertain and teach something. And that's why I believe this job is a really complex one, because if you want to give the transformation to the viewers, it might be really challenging. So let's continue with phase 2, the planning. Planning is essential if you want your course to be successful. As a creator, without planning, you would be unable to make those kind of videos that would at the same time entertain and teach something and give the transformation to the viewers. When I'm saying planning, I mean by that you have to be really prepared what you want to give the viewers. For example, what should be your content, how should you structure those videos, what should be the form of the content, should it be a PDF or a video? That's a really important question that you have to answer before you start even to make those videos. Also, it's really important to plan how would you launch those videos, it would be on Instagram or YouTube, and how would you share those information to the viewers? It's a really important part, and if you skip this, you are basically also multiplying your result with 0. So if I have to come up with a conclusion for this part, I would say the following. So if you are skipping on the planning part, you will also end up in that position where you multiplying your results with 0. It cannot be said better, because if you don't know what your viewer need, you cannot give them what they really want, and your videos would be useless and couldn't satisfy the viewer needs. And that's maybe the most important part, because as I just said, the information is free nowadays, but the transformation that would change the viewer is priceless. So let's continue with phase 3 and the last one. So when you want to create some videos or a course that you want to teach, then the first step would be the research part. You have to know what your viewers need, because without that, you wouldn't be able to make those videos as useful as possible. So what I did, I just started to surf on the internet, on Facebook, Reddit, on stuff like that, and tried to find my viewer there, and tried to find some questions that might be not answered so far. So I made a list from those questions, and my whole challenge was based around to those questions, because I wanted to give something to you viewers that might help them. And if you are skipping on this part, you basically wouldn't know what your viewer needs. And that's a horrible scenario, because your content wouldn't answer any questions that might be asked. So based on those questions and answers, I was able to come up with the content for the videos, and I made a quick overview and the outline for the first video and for the second one, so on. And that is a really important part, because you have to know upfront what would be the content for your whole challenge or course, because without that, you wouldn't be able to see what might missing and what might be really needed for the transformation happen. So when I just made those outlines, I was really focused on what should be the content and what form should be the content in. Should it be a video or a PDF? And what length should be the videos, for example, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, that should be also answered up front. If you are interested how I made those outlines, leave a comment below and I will make another video. If you're done with your outline, you should focus on how would you launch the videos, the content, and your product. Because without that, you wouldn't be able to see and know what type of videos you will need up front. Because maybe you will have to make some promotional videos, for example, or some extra videos that might be outside of the course. So without this, you wouldn't be able to see what would be the flow of your releases and your launches. For example, you might add some Google Analytics for your videos to track them, to know the statistics of your videos. That's also really interesting and important part. If you are done with this part, then it comes to the recording. So if you are able to communicate everything without a script, then you are ready to go. But if you are not, you have to make some scripts, descriptions, and some help to you how would you record those videos. If you're done with the scripting, it comes to the recording. My advice is to have a great microphone, a good camera, that might help, but the most important part is the content. The camera might be fancy and the microphone sounds really good, but it wouldn't make the video better in terms of the transformation. It would just make it feel better, but the content remains the same. If you are done with the recording, you might also make some extra resources. For example, some quizzes, games, if it fits your content, or anything that might help the viewer to understand everything correctly. So just be sure that they don't leave your videos without the necessary information that makes them able to understand the video correctly. And if you are ready to record, just be sure that the sound quality, the video quality is good enough. But remember, the most important part is the content itself. If you are done with the recording, then it comes to cutting. Cutting is one of the most important steps in the whole process, because now you have the options to make some changes on the videos. Maybe you have to add some additional animations or additional text on the video, and now you have the possibilities to do that. And just make sure you don't make your videos really fancy, because it might scare the viewer and it might make your video bad. If you are done with the former steps, then it comes to releasing the videos. It's really important to know, as we planned before, where should you release those videos, how should you release, and stick to the plan, because it's really important that your plan should be placed into action. But without making your plan come true, you wouldn't be able to see what was your mistakes. Just keep in mind, when your videos are released, make sure you are there. If anybody has some questions, some comments, you have to be there to answer them. It looks better and also helps them. So if I have to come up with a conclusion for phase 3, that would be the following. It's really important to plan everything upfront, make your research, make some outlines, record your videos as high quality as possible, and to release those videos as professionally as possible. I believe this is the most important phase, because it makes the creator a creator. Just remember, making videos that are high quality and entertaining and also educational, it's really hard. And remember, it's a complex job. It wouldn't be easy. There are multiple steps that should be done earlier, and also it might fail at the end. If I have to summarize the whole video, that would be the following. As a creator, you should be focused on the transformation and not just the information. And if you are a viewer, try to find those videos that are high quality and focused on the transformation and not just the information. That would be it for today. See you in the next video. All the best.